Alright, hey, what's good, people? Welcome to Homeworld Deserts of Karak. I'm your host, Cow of Schmau, and today I'm going to be casting a tournament series between Just Carrier and Arik. Both really good players. We are going to see how it goes. I'm just going to pop into our info.txt real quick. Looks like the first map is going to be Galcian Territories. Second map is going to be Canyon Outpost. Third pick is going to be the Shallows. And for the last two maps, we're going to have Tauren Crater and Titan Passage. So I'm going to go in and load up game one. So we've got Just Carrier as the Soban and Arekharak playing as Railgun Daddy, playing as Coalition. Air horn noises. Let's go. So we're going to have a Soban versus Coalition matchup, and if you are familiar with either of these players, expect a ton of railguns. Alright, spawning in the south, we've got Just Carrier coming out with a base runner attire. He's building salvagers. Looks like he's got some on RUs. Looks like we're gonna see some tech early. And spawning in the north, no base runner attire from Arekharak. Teching light assault vehicle fabrication right away, so we are hopefully going to see an early attack from him. This guy tends to build a lot of LAVs early, but tends not to get a lot done with them, so we're going to see what he does. If he can get any mileage out of a rush this time. We shall see.
PDA active.
Ready orders.
We got an assignment.
Just Carrier going for LAV Fabrication 2.
Charge layout set. Get started.
So it looks like we're probably going to see some Strikecraft battles in the center of the map. Always love those. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Proceed to RU site. Construction units identified.
Just Carrier is leaning all the way into siege.
Salvager construction complete.
Upgrading carrier production, so we are going to see some early LAV spam. Love to see it.
Light attack vehicle ready for
Watch out for this base runner here, because it's going to be able to drop turrets and potentially swing fights.
New fabrication facilities now operational.
We've got Arekharak already moving out with a couple of LAVs.
Copy, go ahead.
Just
LAV
Carrier is
construction
double
complete.
producing LAVs, so
Light attack vehicle.
hopefully
online.
he's going to be able to answer this.
LAV construction complete.
Coordinates confirmed.
Enemy on sensors. Light attack vehicle under fire.
So we've got some initial scuffles going out here. No casualties as of yet.
Hostile contact on the board. Spectrum analysis has identified an artifact.
Let's move.
Hostile contact marked.
Move order confirmed.
So both players
Enemy
just
unit
content to
detected.
produce LAVs right now. We're going to see how it goes.
Tracking enemy target.
On our way.
This
Hostile
base runner is
sighted.
potentially going to be able to swing fights if it drops a turret.
Enemy sighted.
And so is this armed logistic module
Carrier copy. We
from
have new
Just
bearing on
Carrier.
hostile target.
Move order confirmed.
Light attack vehicle online.
Green line confirmed.
Enemy base runner approved.
I'm just going to boost the music a little bit.
On our way.
Alright, looks like a turret got dropped.
LAV construction complete.
already claimed an LAV. Both players are jockeying for position here, because neither one really wants to commit unless they can take a fight for sure. And it's going to be really hard for Just Carrier to do that with this turret here. No advanced tech for either player. It looks like they're going into... Just Carrier's going into LAV upgrades. And no tech for Arekharak.
Fleet Group 1 assigned. Hostile threat marked on sensors.
Move order confirmed. Hammer it, get us over there.
Hostile base runner sighted.
So Just Carrier is going to try to fight around these armed logistics modules.
LAV destroyed.
Point set.
Ah, we have a fight right here.
Reposition.
Looks like Arek's getting the better of it though.
Green line confirmed.
Just Carrier's going to want to try to fight by these armed logistics modules. Ah,
Sensor
yeah.
post is taking hostile fire.
That is a total army wipe for Just Carrier.
Reposition.
I think at this point Arekh might just overrun.
Logistics modules disarmed.
Fire on the move.
Carrier weapon systems online. Carrier weapon systems offline.
The MTL is showing positive material.
A sensor post
Logistics
has been
module
launched.
goes down.
Logistics modules. New threat identified.
Yeah,
Carrier
Arekh's
weapon
LAV
systems
numbers are
online.
brutal right now.
Hostile threat marked on sensors.
Move order confirmed.
Light attack vehicle under fire. Point.
Keep the speed up. Clear out. Hit it. Coordinates confirmed.
Get us underway. Enemy unit detected.
Just Carrier's doing his best to defend. Stick
Enemy
within
contact
those
on the
armed
board.
logistics modules, pick off LAVs where you can.
Hold here. Enemy contact on sensors. Rally point designated.
Going for fighter and gunship fabrication right now, so I am expecting him to come out with a couple of
LAV construction
gunships
complete.
to try to swing this fight in mid.
Light attack vehicle online. Hostile contact marked.
Arekh has meanwhile built another base
New
runner.
threat identified.
Not doing much with it right now.
LAV construction
I'm expecting him to probably go for artifact extracts, just
Enemy on sensors.
because if he can keep Just Carrier bottled up at his
Enemy
base,
contact on the board.
he could potentially stall for time with the
Hostile contact
LAVs,
on the board.
get artifact extractions, and just end the game that way.
Push up to that point.
Hostile unit
We're gonna
marked.
see what he does.
Enemy signature identified. Standing. Aerial strike craft ready for assembly.
Check the latest from
So Just Carrier is building a double gunship. That's what you want. Two of those could wipe out potentially this whole
Enemy
blob.
signature identified.
And that puts the ball back in Just Carrier's court.
Tracking enemy target. Sensor post under fire. Engage engines.
What's Arekh doing? Just building more LAVs.
Go. We have new bearing on hostile target.
Alright, hopefully this air switch is impactful. We'll see how it goes.
Tracking hostile.
Damn, that's a lot of LAVs.
Move order confirmed.
Gunship online. LAV taking effective fire.
On our way.
So this is where potentially the fight swings. Just Carrier's committing with his LAVs, dropping some armed logistics modules, trying to see what he can get done with these LAVs.
Hostile strike craft eliminated.
We gotta go.
LAV destroyed. Enemy forces have acquired an artifact.
Coordinates confirmed.
We have new bearing on hostile target.
Green line confirmed.
Alright, and the fight swings yet again.
Enemy contact on sensors.
Just Carrier wins a little bit of initiative in mid. He's gonna try to get LAV kills where he can. And what is Arekh's response to this? Going for AAVs. Alright, those have a little bit more armor. They're not vulnerable to gunships in the same way that LAVs are.
Enemy sighted.
And look, he was able to get an extraction out with this base runner.
LAV construction complete.
On our way.
This is the captain. Go
We'll Just Carrier doing?
Destination set.
Alright, the first gunship is off cooldown,
Attack vehicle online.
so he's gonna launch that.
Complete.
Try to kill some
Gunship
LAVs.
cleared to
Hostile
launch.
contact marked.
Confirmed.
Tracking hostile.
Arekharak is going for missile battery fabrication. He's looking for ground-based anti-air against these
LAV
gunships.
construction complete. Rally point designated. Move out.
En route. Green line
And
confirmed.
just Carrier on gunships and
Enemy
LAVs for
contact on
now.
the board. Ready update.
Coordinates confirmed.
Gunships are going in for damage again.
Hostile strike craft destroyed. Light attack vehicle under fire.
And Ark's got a support cruiser out. He's looking to re-expand his economy, or expand his economy.
Location verified.
Because both players are kind of on a level playing field as far as that goes right now.
Move it.
Oh, support cruiser goes down.
It's a straight shot. Go.
Enemy salvager neutralized.
So both players are still pretty even for economy. Just Carrier's committing with these LAVs, trying to do damage wherever possible. And Arik doesn't have a lot of LAVs out right now, so that means he's free to do damage to salvagers.
LAV destroyed.
Green line confirmed.
Tracking enemy target. Ready.
Full speed.
Just Carrier, expanding while he's attacking, he's building a support cruiser of his own.
Enemy contact on sensors.
Coordinates confirmed.
Enemy unit detected.
Green line confirmed.
Hostile contact on the board.
First missile battery of the
Enemy
game is out.
signature
That means the
identified.
gunships aren't going to be able to get a lot done wherever this
Hostile
is.
unit marked.
Light attack vehicle online.
Just Carrier, expanding to his second base,
Enemy base
still
runner
pumping out
approaching AO.
LAVs.
New threat identified.
Arik's got a base runner over here. It looks like
Enemy
might be
contact
attempting
on the
to drop a turret, get a little bit aggressive with it, but that's not going to work.
Hostile
Base runner will go down.
Go for gunship launch.
And
Enemy
these
on sensors.
LAVs are free to contribute to this fight up
Enemy
front
sighted.
now.
Proceed to rally point.
Just Carrier going for tactical bomber fabrication.
Rally
Tactical
point
bombers are
designated.
great
Move out.
because they are really good at sniping out AA
Salvage
and
construction
generally
complete.
grinding down your
Aerial
opponent
strike
over
craft
time.
Now available for production.
Scans active.
Double gunship coming out again.
Cleared for move. Scans active.
And I
Enemy signature
expect
identified.
that as soon as they see the missile battery, they're going to start hanging back a
Hostile
little
threat
bit.
marked on sensors.
Coordinates confirmed.
Enemy on sensors.
Yeah, just Carrier hopefully will not commit with
Ready alert.
those
All
until
stations. Hostile carrier approaching AO. LAV taking
Yep,
effective fire.
he's going in anyway.
An LAV has been lost.
Keep the speed up. On our way.
Oh, and just Carrier snipes out the missile battery with the LAVs. And this fight is definitely swinging in his favor now.
Reposition.
Gunships are taking down salvagers, and Arik, he knows it's over. He's gonna GG.
Be advised. Group 1 lost.
Nice. I love some good Strikecraft micro. Gonna exit the game. And we are going to load up game 2. Bear with me one sec. Alright, we're gonna load up game 2. And this one's gonna be on Canyon Outpost.
RU's identified.
Alright, so just Carrier again. We've got 3 on CUs, 1 on RUs. Base runner attire.
Arming logistics modules.
Curious if he's gonna go aggro again into LAVs or commit to eco.
Salvager online.
We've got a base runner coming
Rally point
out
designated.
for
Move
Arik.
out.
He's going into LAVs early. It looks like he's gonna go aggro again.
Salvager construction complete. Proceed to rally point.
This is the captain.
Just Carrier going for a support cruiser early, so he is focusing on eco right now.
CUs identified. Proceed to site.
Going for LAV fabrication. You usually want to go for that after the support cruiser is queued. And you use these not necessarily to attack first off, but get some vision on the map, figure out what your opponent is doing.
Support
For
cruiser
production,
online.
PDA active.
Arik pumping out LAVs.
Ready orders.
We're cleared to move. Let's
Just
go.
Carrier, starting to build salvagers to fill out his second
Salvager
base.
online. LAV now available for production.
On our way.
Rally point designated. Move out.
And
Roger, awaiting orders.
teching AAVs, which are gonna be pretty useful against these
Yes,
LAVs.
sir.
It's like a hard counter to that.
Construction units depleted. Construction units exhausted.
CUs identified. Proceed to
Arik's
site.
got a probe out,
Destination
not
set.
sure what
North
it's
south.
Light
doing.
attack vehicle online.
On our way.
Usually if you've got LAVs out, you're probably better off scouting with them than sending a probe out as well.
LAV construction complete. Energy signature confirmed. Pinpointing artifact location now.
Just Carrier,
Hostile
doing
forces
what
are
you want to
pursuing
do
an
with the
artifact.
LAVs, building a couple to scout, see what's going on.
Destination set. Green line confirmed.
Hostile unit marked. We have new bearing on hostile target. Get us
Alright,
moving.
meanwhile,
Enemy
Arik
contact
is
on the
building a
board.
support
LAV
cruiser
taking
really
effective
late.
fire.
Move order confirmed.
This, other casters have called him out for this a lot.
LAV destroyed.
This support cruiser timing is
Hostile contact
very
on the board.
delayed.
We're moving up.
Means he's gonna be behind on eco for probably the entire
Coordinates
game.
confirmed.
New threat identified.
Green line confirmed.
Because if you look right here, Just Carrier is already up on his second base. I presume he's going to be filling that out with
We're moving up.
salvagers soon.
Armored assault in service.
He's already pushing out with AAVs, kind of working on his game plan.
Enemy sighted.
It's going to be interesting to see what tech he goes for next.
Enemy
I think
signature
right now
identified.
he's just pushing out with these AAVs, trying to put some pressure on
Ready
the
alert.
map.
All stations. Enemy
Deny
carrier
artifact
sighted.
extraction. He sends this one
Enemy contact on
AAV
sensors.
out to spot the tech on Arik's carrier.
Enemy on sensors.
He's gonna see AAV tech.
Enemy unit detected.
That's completed for Arik.
Coordinates confirmed.
And
Tracking
Arik,
enemy
it looks like,
target.
is
Light
gonna
attack
go
vehicle under
AAV
fire.
railgun. And this is usually his game plan, just pump out a lot of mid-tier units.
An
AAV
has been lost.
railgun
Armored
is
vehicle
an
taking effective
incredible
fire.
combination. Just does a lot of damage. So I expect Arik is probably going to mass up a bunch of units and go for a carrier kill. Got a little scuffle going on here.
New heading
Turret
set.
gets dropped
We've
from the
eliminated
base
an
runner.
enemy turret.
Turret's not going to get any
Hostile
kills.
strike craft
AAVs were
eliminated.
too close, able to kill it early. And they're going to take out this base
Support
runner.
cruiser online. Be advised. Hostile forces
So we've
have
already got some
artifact.
good pressure coming out from Just Carrier.
Tracking hostile.
Artifact coordinates locked.
It's already attacking Arik's base.
Hostile threat marked on sensors.
This is going to put him behind quite a bit.
Tracking hostile. Enemy signature
So we've got one
identified.
salvager going down. We're probably
Enemy
going to see a
railgun
second
firing on
fall.
friendlies.
Arik's got railguns out, so
Armored unit
he's
lost.
gonna wipe
Fast
this
to mark
out.
CUs.
hopefully soon.
Identified RU site on scanner. Conduct.
Enemy on sensors.
Yep, this railgun's gonna
Engaging
fall.
armored unit.
Underway. Fire smoke.
But
from
if you look,
position.
Chest Carrier's already pushing
Hostile
up his
contact
flank.
on the board.
Move order confirmed.
I think he's just gonna commit onto the second base right here, see if he can get any salvager kills, which is turbo annoying.
Green line.
Ready alert. All stations. Hostile carrier
Nope,
approaching.
he's
AO.
going for the railguns.
Hostile threat marked on
Which
sensors.
AAVs
Display.
normally kill railguns if you can get on top of them.
Enemy contact on the board. Armored vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, this push is gonna get cleaned up. Just Carrier didn't know what he was going for there, I think. Whether he
Enemy
wanted to
unit
prioritize eco damage or attack Arek's army.
Hostile unit marked.
Proceed to rally point.
And I think that cost him a little bit. He could have got some
Enemy
good value
contact on
with that attack.
sensors. Proceeding to mark.
Meanwhile, to his credit, he's up on 3 base. And what is he going for tech? Fighter and
Hostile
gunship,
contact marked.
which that I think is a pretty good counter to Arek's railguns.
Hostile threat marked on
I'm
sensors.
expecting probably strike fighters from Just Carrier
Enemy unit
once
detected.
the tech comes out.
Enemy on sensors.
Meanwhile, he's just committing to
Tracking enemy
AAVs.
target. Armored unit lost. Enemy sighted.
Move order confirmed.
AAVs and LAVs. LAVs are actually a good choice if you've got railguns unsupported like this, because they can get up on top of them and just, it's death by 1,000 cuts. They just chew through them really
Order
quick.
confirmed.
Rally point
So
designated.
Just Carrier's going for a flank on this left side right here. He's going to try to
Enemy
get more
contact
eco
on
damage
sensors.
done. And these LAVs are going to answer the railguns.
Support cruiser taking hostile fire. Hostile railgun has opened fire.
Railguns are they're gonna try to get a support cruiser kill.
Aerial strike craft.
Not sure whether they're gonna pull it off.
Armored vehicle taking effective fire.
But Arek's doing what he needs to be doing right now, just counterattacking. And trying to slow down Just Carrier's eco.
RU
And
coordinates
it looks
acquired.
like he accomplished that
Moving to
goal.
site.
We have new bearing on hostile target.
Oh, I missed a total eco wipe over here. Just Carrier wiped out all of the salvagers on Arek's main. And that's a death blow right there. Arek knows
Attention all
it, he's
units.
gonna
Enemy
GG.
carrier has been destroyed.
Alright, so Just Carrier is up 2-0 right now. I think what did it for him on that game, Arek just had a bad build. Built a couple LAVs that he didn't really do anything with. And Just Carrier was just able to eco up, fill his base full of AAVs, just flood his base, and kill salvagers. And at this level of play, making high mistakes, or making small mistakes like that, a player like Just Carrier is gonna exploit them and roll over you for it. Bear with me a minute. I am going to load up game 3. Alright, game 3 is going to be on the shallows between Arek and Just Carrier. We're going to see if Arek adapts at all. He's been committing to kind of a inefficient build that is putting him behind economically, and Just Carrier just seems to be exploiting.
Rally point designated. Move out. Fleet Group 1 assigned. Arming logistics modules.
So we got a base
Awaiting
runner
orders.
retire coming out for Just Carrier. Arek is keeping his base runner
Waypoint designated.
Salvager construction complete.
and going for LAVs again. We're gonna see if he goes for the same build
Proceeding
or
to mark.
commits to
Location
something different.
designated. Hold fast and maintain. New vector launch.
Salvager
Adjusting
online.
course. Standing by.
Proceed to rally point.
Just Carrier is going for a support cruiser first. Worked for him last game. Hopefully, it works again. Tech and LAV fabrication now. Just Carrier already has LAV fab. He's gonna get a few of those out.
Order received. Underway. Ready orders.
Support cruiser online. Rally point designated. Move out.
So
Salvager
Arekharak
construction
is
complete.
going for
Light attack vehicle
AAVs.
ready for assembly.
Set charges.
This
Right there.
Salvager online.
could be
Proceed to rally
interesting
point.
if he gets damage done with them. But at this point, it might honestly be too late.
Construction units
Usually,
identified.
especially in coalition versus Soban
Clear to move.
matchups,
LAV
if you're
construction
not
complete.
hitting super early, you're
Hostile contact
not
on the
going to
board.
get a lot done
Salvager
against
taking
your
hostile
opponent.
fire.
Which
Green line confirmed.
is why these early LAVs from Arekharak probably aren't going to get anything done.
Verified.
Light attack vehicle under fire. Hold position.
Hostile
Yeah, we've
forces
got one go
pursuing an
down.
artifact. Logistics modules disarmed. Carrier weapon systems online.
Alert.
Just
Command
Carrier going
taking damage.
AAVs as well, so I think honestly the window for Arekharak to get damage done with LAVs or AAVs is already over.
Armored assault ready for assembly.
At this point, you'd expect... Oh, he's going upgrading carrier production.
Enemy
It's
sighted.
gonna let him pump out a lot of units
Reposition.
really quickly.
Engage enemy on sensors. Orders.
But the first AAVs are already hitting the field for Just Carrier.
Go for orders.
So pressure, the clock is really on Arekharak to get something done. This artifact will probably extract, but I have the feeling Just Carrier is about to win field control, and it's going to be the last artifact Arekharak extracts. To his credit, he's got a support cruiser out, he's moving on to his second base now, which
Enemy forces
he
have
needs to
acquired an
do.
artifact.
He's producing AAVs,
Green line confirmed.
and I expect he's going to click up to railgun tech at some
Armored
point
assault
soon.
online.
On our way.
Hostile base runner destroyed. Awaiting orders.
Just Carrier is... It looks like he's swinging wide with these AAVs. He really wants to catch Just Carrier out of position and go for an eco strike again.
Armored assault in service.
Copy.
And
Displacing now.
considering where Just Carrier is right now, I think that's going to work for him.
Enemy unit detected.
Coordinates confirmed.
Enemy contact on the board. LAV taking effective fire.
Green line confirmed.
Yeah, Arekharak knows it. He's pulling his support cruiser back a little bit.
An LAV has been
Right now,
lost.
he just has
Enemy engaging
AAVs to
armored
defend,
units.
so I think
Coordinates confirmed.
Hostile contact on the board.
what he's going to do is try to zone out Just Carrier's AAVs with AAVs of his own.
Hostile armor on the board.
Green line confirmed.
Contact. Enemy armor.
Not clicking up to railguns yet.
Hit that target with smoke. Underway.
Hostile contact marked. Hostile unit marked.
And Just Carrier just has so many units out right now
Enemy sighted.
that he can attack on the
Enemy
main
contact on
base,
sensors.
pull back a little bit,
Rally point designated.
keep Arekharak from moving out onto the second base, pull back a little bit.
Hostile unit marked.
Board is green.
Pressure is really on Arekharak to defend. It's going to be hard to expand economically with Just Carrier pushing him on multiple fronts like this.
Hostile armor on approach.
This is just an overwhelming amount of AAVs. turns. We're gonna see
Enemy
what they get
signature
done.
identified. Light attack vehicle
Oh, they're
under fire.
diving on this support cruiser. They are probably gonna wipe it out.
Release smoke. Good God.
Armored vehicle
Arek's gonna drop a
destroyed.
smoke, shut that down. Keep the support cruiser
LAV
alive for a little bit
destroyed.
longer.
Armored vehicle taking effective fire.
Armor's en route. Reposition. Prime charges.
Alright, Arek's gonna focus down all of these
Armored
AAVs.
unit lost.
Moving.
But meanwhile, Just Carriers,
Proceed to
he
rally
doesn't
point.
care. He's moving up to 3 bases while he is attacking. And Arek is barely on 1.
Armored assault in service.
But he knows he's gotta expand to keep out, or to keep up. So he is moving out as fast as he can, trying to saturate the second base.
Moving. Salvage your construction
I'm
complete.
expecting a counterattack with these AAVs.
Copy. Go ahead.
And Just Carrier also expecting a counterattack. He's going to be building AAVs of his own.
Armored assault online.
We're moving out.
Enemy sighted.
I like this scouting LAV.
Enemy contact on the board.
Just going to try to
Enemy
figure out what
contact
he's
on
dealing
sensors.
with.
Hostile contact marked. Ready. Enemy armor inbound.
Just
Sensor
Carrier
post taking
is
hostile fire.
pumping out armed logistics
Hostile armor on
modules.
approach.
I'm just trying to get a little bit more vision on the map. And
heading
it
south.
looks like he's going fighter and gunship fabrication,
post has
which
been
is
Salvager
generally
under
a good
fire.
choice if you're
Enemy
ahead as
engaging armored
Coalition or
units.
Soban,
Confirmed.
because fighter and gunships, if you build strike fighters, they can snipe you
Enemy
though,
signature identified.
and just generally keep
Enemy
yourself
sighted.
ahead. Arek is going to pull back a
Hostile
little bit,
contact on the board.
thinking he's
Enemy
not going to be
contact
able
on
to
the
push
board.
in
We're clear to proceed.
with the units that he has.
Enemy contact on sensors.
First, ascent to details.
Hostile unit marked.
Got his second base saturated, he's going to tech into railgun
Enemy signature
fabrication,
identified.
which we haven't seen him execute his typical strategy yet, which is to pump out a ton of AAVs and
Enemy
railguns.
We're up and running.
Salvager online.
It's a good answer if your opponent's going all AAV like this.
Base runner in
Um,
service.
Sensor post
but
under fire.
Fighter and gunship fabrication might be vulnerable to that.
Sensor post down.
Underway.
Hostile armor on the board.
Alright, Arek is finally on 3
Tracking enemy
bases.
target.
Just Carrier's been on his third for a while,
Enemy
so
contact on sensors.
Arek definitely has some catching up to do.
Enemy armor inbound. New threat identified.
On our way.
Both
Carrier
players are
hostile
messing
marked
up
on
mid-tier
sensors.
units. They're gonna see what they can get done.
We have new bearing on hostile target.
Just Carrier sends out this probe, spots the 3 base
Enemy
timing from
contact on the
Arek,
board.
knows he's a little bit ahead.
Armor is en route.
What's he
Tracking
going for
hostile.
tack? Love it. Straight to tactical bombers.
Hostile contact marked.
So these are brutal high tier
Hostile unit
units for
marked.
Coalition. They can snipe out anti-air
Hostile contact on the
installations. They can destroy clusters of armored and mid-tier units, kind of like what Arek has out here.
Enemy contact on the board.
They're a good answer to what Arek has on the
Board
field.
is green.
And they can also snipe out support cruisers. First railguns for Arek are hitting the field. It's producing more than one at a time.
In service.
And Coalition can pump out units like crazy, especially once they get up on 3 bases like this.
Hostile contact on the
Just
board.
Carrier
Armor, go ahead.
is going for an
Enemy
eco
on
attack right
sensors.
here.
All out.
Tracking hostile.
Arek's
Armored
gonna
vehicle
try to
taking
answer it with
effective fire.
AAVs, and
Move order confirmed.
might actually work.
Enemy unit
2
detected.
salvagers go down. Those are going to be a pain in the ass to replace.
Armor online.
Hostile contact marked.
Launch smoke. Copy.
Armored vehicle destroyed.
Give me a smoke screen and be ready.
Hostile railgun has opened fire.
Alright, Arik is able to barely keep his support cruiser alive on 44 HP. We've got another attack coming in from Just Carrier. Wipes out a support cruiser on a different front.
Armored unit lost.
Support cruiser goes down on the main, and Arik's in trouble.
We have new bearing on hostile target.
He's trying to rebuild his support cruisers right now. First tactical bombers are out for Just Carrier. They are gonna go in and they are gonna do damage to the support cruiser.
Bomber taking enemy
Oh.
fire.
And Just Carrier's game plan is in full force.
Bomber set for launch. Tactical bomber online.
Once the Soban player gets up on 3 bases like this, starts pumping out bombers,
Armored assault
look at
online.
this. He's got 3 at a time. Or he's got as many bombers as he can possibly build. I call that attack stock.
Hostile armor on approach.
Arik knows it. He knows he can't fight this. He is gonna GG, and Just Carrier is gonna take this series 3-0. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I am probably gonna end the stream here. But thank you to everyone who showed up, and we will catch you in the next game. I'm probably going to be casting a couple myself because Bozokow's having internet issues. I'll try to let people know when I'm casting again. Alright, take care, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.